Alright, well, I've been putting on decals. The decals on this model are terrible, okay? I don't know how to tell you. If you want to frustrate somebody, give them this model. There's a lot of decals, and they're incredibly frustrating. At this point, I'll be impressed if I get them on the model, all of them. Where do I begin? I don't think it's me, because I've used other water set decals that go on with ease and do not deteriorate or fall apart like these decals have. These decals literally break into 1,000 pieces. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think it's just the decals. For instance, this decal that goes around down the spine broke. You can't even see. I had to piece it back together. There's one spot there but you can't see. But it because I pieced it all back together. But that must have broke into 20 different pieces, maybe. It just turned into garbage. And I was lucky to get it on there and make it look half decent. Let's see. I don't know how I would have done it better. Some of them wrap around like corner type areas, like in the back here, and they just don't do that. They don't wrap very well, so they've left like as much as I tried to smooth them out and everything that I tried to do to them, they either just ripped, which, I mean, I understand water decals, they're very delicate. Believe me, I was being immensely careful putting them on, and it's just I don't really know how to describe it. The decals that go over the top here, I actually wish I had cut them into individual strips. I think they would have gone over easier. I think that would have turned out a lot better. So if you do this model, consider doing that on that. The tops that go over the engines here, consider cutting those, because they do not lay down as an entire decal very well. Consider cutting all of these into individual pieces, because it really doesn't matter, because they'll just break apart into... I'm telling you, it's not me. I have used other water decals, set decals, that did not do this, and they just... I considered maybe my water temperature, or I've been using warm water. It gets rather cold. This is my water supply here. It gets rather cold rather fast, but I change it quite often so as not to get it cold, so I use warm water. I don't really know, but this is as far as I've gotten with the decals so far. I have these on here. I have that decal was, as you can see, this up here in the front. I'm not going to get too close because I'm a little embarrassed on how they turned out. Like there, came out really nice, but around there, a little cracking, and they just separated and broke. I cut this in a couple areas, but beyond that, it broke in many different areas. The top there, I tried to get this lined up correctly, and that's about as close as I got it. And believe me, that's impressive. So I'm going to try and touch it up just a tad. What I'm hoping is when I seal the model, is that it'll hide a lot of the imperfections. I don't know what else I can show you here that I've done. This is the bottom. These flat decals here laid down very nicely. Those are beautiful, and they did not rip on me. But these ones, almost all of the other decals that you see, ripped. Tore, ripped, broke, cracked. The little Enterprises that you see there, both broke on me. I mean, they just all broke, cracked. Like I said, if you want to frustrate somebody, give them this model, because I've been pretty frustrated with it. But I want to see if I can get all the decals on. What I have left are... I wanted to do a little update. What I have left is the large decals, which I will be slicing into sections in order to see if that'll help the cracking. What I've noticed is that, and I've tried to control this as much as possible, I thought maybe that when you put the paper in the water, that the paper curls, so you try to keep it flat, and I've always ever done that, and you know, I don't think that, I don't know, so with the bigger decals, I'm sure that'll be an issue, but they're getting on there. I mean, from far away, it'll look pretty presentable, I think. This stand has been a kind of a blessing in disguise, I guess. And it helps for like letting them set up and stuff. So I think once I get them on there, and hopefully I can get them all on there without having them be destroyed completely, you know, from a distance, and after I seal them, I think it might look pretty decent. Because for the most part it looks okay, but you know, it's not. It wasn't how I imagined. I thought they'd really wrap around and really take to the plastic and everything, and not kind of crinkle and crack apart and do weird things like they've done. So I don't want to bitch and complain too much. It does look pretty cool. I like it. What else I did was the base, my other Enterprise NX-01, I didn't finish, but I did glue the nacelles on. Oops. Oh no. Let's put this on the stand if I can. Okay. The NX-01, I put a light gloss coat on this, and then I put a matte on top of it, so it has just a hint of glare with the matte on top of it, so it's not just too bad, and I thought that came out pretty decent. I wasn't super excited with it, but you know, it did the trick. I think again, if I ever did this model again, I'd do it a lot differently, but that's for the future. I haven't really got there yet to do it again, and I'm just kind of finishing up this one now. The base, what did I do? I broke a piece when I was taking it apart completely. One of these pieces broke on me, so I have to repair that, which I think I'll be able to just glue it. Oops. And I painted the base, and then I cleared it, and the clear did something terrible, and it had some kind of chemical reaction with the paint that was on there or something, and it all crinkled and cracked on me. So it's been an interesting week of I don't know what you call it, mishaps of things. So the decals and then the base went a little awry on me. So what I'm doing now is I repainted it blue, and then I have to paint the sides, but then the blue that I put on top of there then decided something else happened weird, so I have to wait till it dries, resand it, repaint it blue, then paint the sides. Then I should be done with it. Then I should be able to glue it to the base, fix that broken piece, put the model together on it. It should be done. So I can do all that, and then hopefully I'll be there. In the meantime, I'm going to be plugging away with putting decals on this and getting this hopefully somewhat complete. It did take a long time. I said I needed time, but I didn't think it was going to take weeks of time because it literally takes a lot of time. So check back and hopefully I get some more decals on, and that's it for now.